If this ever comes out, he's finished, and he knows it.
No jokes, Stephen A. Smith is about to drop the truth bomb on why LeBron really can't stand him. And if you think it's just about that tense moment involving Bronny at the court, think again. That's just the surface. The real story? It goes way deeper, and it ties back to names like Diddy, power plays, and behind-the-scenes drama that few outside their circle even know about. This tension didn't appear overnight. Traces all the way back to 2018, when Stephen A. first questioned LeBron's leadership during his Cavs days. That was just the spark. The real fire ignited when Stephen A. turned his attention to Bronny. On First Take, he didn't just treat Bronny like LeBron's kid, he compared him to other rising stars. He said Bronny was talented, sure, but not on the level of top recruits like DJ Wagner or Justin Edwards.
Right now, Bronny James is averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 rebounds.
But when you're talking about LeBron's son, even the slightest critique can feel like a low blow. Because here's the truth. Bronny James isn't just another young player trying to earn his spot. He's LeBron James's kid. And that name carries a spotlight brighter than most could ever handle. Every move Bronny makes gets magnified, dissected, and debated. So when Stephen A. started stacking him up against other high school prospects who never faced that kind of pressure, LeBron took it personally. Instantly, that protective father instinct kicked in. He didn't ignore it. He didn't stay silent. He came out swinging calmly, but firmly, sending a message that's become his trademark. Say whatever you want about me.
But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players.
That reaction didn't just trend, it exploded. Social media went into complete meltdown mode. One camp rallied behind LeBron, shouting, "Bronny's only 19. Let the kid live. Stop tearing him down on national TV every week." The other side stood firmly with Stephen A., arguing, if you're chasing the NBA dream, the spotlight is part of the deal, especially when your dad is the face of basketball. And honestly, I'm with that second group. But what really sent things over the edge was how public it all got. This wasn't a private text or a behind-the-scenes phone call. This was LeBron The truth is, LeBron's been like this from day one. He's always been front and center at Bronny's games, cheering, protecting, defending like a bodyguard with a purpose. He's clapped back at critics, shut down the "he's only hyped because of his dad" talk, and constantly reminded everyone that Bronny has his own path. Protecting his son isn't just something LeBron does, it's a cornerstone of his image as a father and a man. So when Stephen A. even touched that topic, no matter how lightly, LeBron snapped. Because it wasn't just Bronny being critiqued, it was the entire narrative LeBron's spent years crafting that got poked at on live TV. But here's where things really start heating up. That whole protective dad versus outspoken analyst angle? That's just the surface story. The real tension between LeBron and Stephen A. runs much deeper. If Bronny was just the spark, then what's the fire? Well, this is where it gets messy. Because the name that ties it all together is Diddy. See, Stephen A. isn't just a sports commentator. He's a media veteran plugged into the entertainment world with connections that run from locker rooms to red carpets. He's been in those same circles as Diddy for years, NBA All-Star weekends, where the after-parties outshine the games, New York industry dinners, celebrity galas where sports, rap, and Hollywood all blur together. Stephen A. doesn't just talk basketball, he hears things. And when Diddy's involved, there's always something to hear. Lately, Diddy's name hasn't just trended, it's exploded. Lawsuits, FBI raids, allegations that make A-listers nervous to even be in the same frame. And in that kind of storm, association alone can cause damage. That's why every celebrity, even loosely connected to Diddy, suddenly gets side-eyed when the headlines hit. Now, enter LeBron. Around 2018, right when his relationship with Stephen A. started to cool off, LeBron and Diddy started getting closer. Coincidence? Probably not. That was the same year Diddy sent out those infamous special boxes to his celebrity friends, a flashy PR move that screamed status. And yes, LeBron got one. Fast forward to 2023, and LeBron's on Instagram hyping up one of Diddy's tracks, calling it a stone-cold vibe. That wasn't just casual promo, that was LeBron signaling, "Yeah, me and Diddy, we're good." Now, if you're Stephen A., a guy who's built his whole brand on being the insider, who knows what others won't say, you're watching that and thinking, interesting. Because that's exactly the kind of thing Stephen A. thrives on. Knowing more than he says, hinting without naming names, and from LeBron's perspective, that's dangerous. His entire brand is built on being spotless, the family man, the role model, the face of the NBA on and off the court. So even a whisper of something that could crack that image? That's not something he's willing to risk. The moment your name even brushes up against the kind of scandals Diddy's facing, you've got a serious problem. And that's exactly why Stephen A.'s cryptic comment hit like a grenade. If this ever comes out, he's finished, and he knows it. That line didn't just sound like gossip, it sounded like a warning. Fans didn't just listen. They connected dots, filled in blanks, and turned whispers into wildfire. The internet did what it always does, spun the story into something even darker than it probably was. But here's the key thing: Stephen A. isn't careless. He knows exactly how powerful his words are. That comment wasn't random. It was calculated. A shot across the bow. A reminder that he's holding cards LeBron can't afford to have played. And when you piece it all together, it becomes clear Bronny might have been the spark. But this is the real fire. Diddy's world is the blast zone. And Stephen A. just made sure LeBron's name is standing dangerously close to it. And guess what? We're not done yet. Not even close. Because if you think that was the peak of the drama, it gets worse. Way worse. See, this isn't the kind of noise LeBron's used to. He's been dealing with critics his entire career, and most of them he barely flinches at. Skip Bayless has been roasting him since day one. Jalen Rose has questioned his clutch gene. Draymond Green's mocked him mid-game. And Charles Barkley? Don't even start. Through it all, LeBron usually shrugs, maybe fires off a subtle clapback, and moves on. That's business as usual for the king. But Stephen A. Smith? He's a different animal. When Skip criticizes LeBron's play, it's about stats. When Rose questions his legacy, it's about basketball. That stuff's all public safe, predictable. But Stephen A.'s words, they linger. Because they hint at something beyond the court, the stuff LeBron hopes never makes it to the surface. The kind of moments that haven't leaked yet, but could, if Stephen A. ever decided to open the vault. And that's what makes this.
I am not blaming LeBron James one bit. He has a right to be a free agent. He has a right to go where he wants to go, do what he wants to do, etc., etc. And he is not at fault. He's to be applauded for exercising the business savvy that he has exercised. Cleveland's defense looks impressive. LeBron James looks otherworldly, and collectively, offensively, they seem to be coming together more and more.